Yeah, welcome back to the SportsMax Zone. Top of our remarks now as we get ready to deliver some cricket news. Yeah, a recap of round one of the West Indies four-day championship, which ended at the weekend with all four matches producing outright winners. The Guyana Harpy Eagles started their title defence with a 10-wicket win over Barbados Pride at the Providence Stadium. The Harpy Eagles were led by debutant Richie Lupnoth, who had match figures of 9 for 92. Scores in that match: Barbados Pride 346 and 112. Harpy Eagles 382 and 78 without loss. Kevlin Anderson scored 101 in Guyana's first innings, his third first-class 100. Over at Coolidge Cricket Ground in Antigua, Leeward Islands Hurricanes made light work of the West Indies Academy, winning by a massive 402-run margin. The win was spearheaded by Hayden Walsh Jr.'s second innings 5 for 24. Scores in that match: Hurricanes 358 and 289 for 9 declared. West Indies Academy 145 and 100. In the day-night encounter at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy in Tarouba, Corey Pierre's match figures of 9 for 90 handed Trinidad and Tobago Red Force victory by an innings and 75 runs over the combined campuses and colleges. Scores: TNT Red Force 504 for 6 declared. Jason Mohammed with a massive 100 there, 176, his 14th first-class century, and Jid Gooley 121. CCC 222 and 207 following on. And over at Arnesvale in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Jamaica Scorpions, led by Jermaine Blackwood's first innings 109 and 3 for 27 and a second innings 75, backed up by 18-year-old debutant leg spinner Tamari Redwood's second innings figures of 7 for 72, came away with a 178-run win over the Windward Islands Volcanoes. Score: Scorpions 337 and 277 for 7 declared. Volcanoes 195 and 241. So many outstanding performers in the opening round of the CWI four-day championship, and we are going to be speaking with one of them in short order, Jermaine Blackwood, who had a fabulous first round, as we pointed out, a century, 109, then 75 in the second innings, and surprising a lot of individuals, I would say, with his medium pace bowling, not least the Volcanoes batsmen taking 3 wickets in the first innings, Lance and Mariah. But a lot to be encouraged about, I would say, in the first round of the CWI four-day championship.
Yeah, and speaking about encouraged, one of the things that, we've always spoken about is players putting up their hands in these format of the games and, of course, scoring centuries. One of the things I want to say upon that point is scoring centuries, yeah, but I want to see that consistency. And I feel like I got a taste of that from Jermaine Blackwood, who we're set to talk to, because he got the century, but then he followed up with a 75. Unfortunate that he wasn't able to get another century, but it shows that he has runs on that bat. And that's something, Ricardo and Lance, that I'd be looking to see from a lot of the players that made centuries. Show me that you can put some more runs on that bat.
Appetite for runs.
Exactly. And not just the appetite. Like, I want to see it happen. I want to see you score, because that's when the selectors, and what I like about the new program now, where, a lot of this, I don't know if that's even the right term now, because all the terms have changed, but I'll just say selectors because y'all know what I mean, right? Going out there now and looking at the players, and they're looking at various things. So I think this is the right timing, actually, for these players to be very consistent.
Yeah, and I'm keen to hear from Jermaine Blackwood when we hook up with him, because I knew him as a part-time off-spinner. So this seam medium-pace bowling is a bit of a surprise for me. So hopefully he can tell us about that.
Yeah, very much the case. All right, let's connect with Jermaine Blackwood, then, the former West Indies vice-captain, starting off the four-day season in style. Jermaine, good afternoon and welcome to the SportsMax Zone. It is a pleasure to have you. How are you doing, first of all?
Good evening. Thanks for having me. I'm fine.
Yeah, as you should be with your performance at the weekend. I want to start where Lance just pointed us to in terms of your medium-pace bowling, because we sort of know you as an off-spinner. Talk to us about that.
Well, I bowled pace for West Indies already. in Zimbabwe. And I've been bowling pace for Jamaica for a while now, from I started playing. I've been bowling medium pace. I got a few wickets as well in first class cricket, so it's not nothing strange for me. I always bowl medium pace, and I always consider myself as a good medium pacer.
Yeah, and you definitely looked good in this encounter, certainly the first innings, 3-4-27, especially in a match where it was felt that maybe potentially the Scorpions bowling could be a little bit short, but you really stepped up and picked up those early wickets and set the Volcanoes back, and it seemed as if you were getting a little bit of movement as well, Jermaine. Talk to us about how pleased you were with the bowling effort, first of all.
Well, I mean, I always know that I can bowl and I can take wickets, so it wasn't a surprise for me taking 3 wickets. The captain have all the faith in me to give me the ball, and you know, we played one team bowler shot, so I knew that, you know, at some point I have to bowl, and I mean, the coaching staff and the captain have all the confidence in me to give me the new ball to bowl, and you know, I try my best to get the ball in the right areas, because I'm not quick, so I'm always looking to pitch up the ball and try to attack the stump as much as possible.
Yeah, and also, were you surprised, though, at how early you got the ball? Because, yes, as you pointed out, given everything that was happening, there was always the possibility or the likelihood that you would bowl, but you came into the attack pretty early.
Well, no, I wasn't surprised, because I know that I can bowl a new ball as well. I bowl a new ball in the training quite often, so the captain knows, and you know, that wicket, I think, suited my bowling, because it was a bit, the wicket was a bit too pace, and you know, the captain said that's your turn to bowl, because I think the wicket's going to suit you. So, you know, I just take the ball and just go and just do my thing.
Yeah, let's talk about your main job now, the batting, because you were really good. And as you pointed out, the pitch a little bit too paced, unpredictable maybe a little bit. But the approach to both innings is what I was most impressed with. Talk to me about that and how pleased you were with your returns with the bat.
I mean, I always know that I can bat for long periods, and you know, this season I tell myself I want to bat as long as possible, because if you look at the depth of the batting in our team is mostly like guys who can really take on the bowling. So as a senior batter, I tell myself that I have to bat majority of the overs and bat as long as possible. But I was very pleased. You know, I get some runs, and you know, I'm feeling really good. From in the Super 50, I was batting pretty good. So I just, you know, transfer that into the 40 years.
Yeah, a couple of quick ones for you, Jermaine. One, as it relates to the Jamaica Scorpions team, and what is responsible, I don't really want to say dramatic turnaround, but I'm going to say dramatic turnaround, because when you look at the last 4-day season where it was rough, watching the team, watching the struggles, and then you go to the Super 50 and you make it to the final, of course, an abandoned final, and you start this 4-day season looking like a completely different team. What would you put that down to?
I mean, I think it's just different environment. I think these 2 new coaches that we have know the players, and you know, the environment is very light, and you know, the players are comfortable. And anytime I play for Jamaica and the environment is comfortable and the players are comfortable, we're always going to do well, regardless with the team that we have. So I have to give this mostly to the coaches and the captain.
Yeah, sounds good. John Campbell, of course, coming in as captain, Robert Haynes as the head coach of the unit. Have to ask you this one, Jermaine. Do you still have aspirations of playing for the West Indies again?
Definitely, most definitely. I mean, I always want to play back. I think I still have a lot in me to offer for West Indies cricket, so that's why I'm here trying to score as many runs as possible, just to show the selectors that I'm ready to go again.
Yeah, and have you had any conversations with the new Test head coach, Darren Sammy, or just been around the setup with him so far?
No, I haven't spoken to Darren as yet, to be honest.
All right. Yeah, and Jermaine, you know, the other question I had for you is the fact that most people don't really see the work that goes in behind the scenes, right? They just see when y'all perform. And I want to ask you about, you know, the work that you have been putting in with bat and ball and, you know, how you've finally been reaping that reward. What happens behind the scenes when we're not seeing you? Do we lose him when it's my time? Jermaine.
Yes, you hearing me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. I said I have to give a lot of credit to
Dropping out.
Yeah, I think we've lost him again, hopefully temporarily.
Did you do that?
I would never do that.
I hope he didn't change his location, though. But he sounded steady.
Yeah, I think we have him back now.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Jermaine, yeah, just asking you about the work that went in behind the scenes.
Okay. I said I have to give a lot of credit to Andre Russell because when I'm not playing, he's the one who really get my head right, and I have to give all of the credit to him because I mean, when I was go through a lot of personal stuff this year, he was the one right there beside me right through, and getting my mental space right, and I have to give him a lot of credit for that. But I put in a lot of work behind the scenes, dream work, extra work with Andre as well, and yeah, I think it's paying off.
Yeah, and you know, one of the things I was saying to Lance and Ricardo before you joined the discussion is that word consistency. You know, Jermaine, you're one of the players we're expecting to be consistent throughout this entire 4-day competition, and we're really just looking forward to see how you do that. And we've already seen a glimpse of it from the century, then followed by the 75. Do you think you have that in you to just give us, I mean, I don't even want to say not a century because we actually won the century.
Yes, for sure. I'm not really thinking about it. I'm just thinking about the bat as long as possible and do what the team is required at the moment. But I can say I'm feeling very good, and anytime I feel like this, I'm always for a lot of runs. So, you know, I'm not really thinking about getting any 100, but I'm really feeling the mood to score a lot of runs.
Yeah, we've got to wrap now, Jermaine, but just one quick question. The teenager, Tamari Redwood, a 7-wicket haul on debut. How good is he?
He's very good. Once he pitched the ball, he's going to turn it. He's a young, fearless, young kid, and you know, I played with him in a senior cup match, and I think he took like about 8 wickets against my team. And from that day, I told him that he was going to play for Jamaica. And the next year, he played Super 50, and now he's playing in 4 years, and you can see the maturity. But he still have a long way to go, but I think he's going to get a lot of wickets, and I think he's a superstar in the making.
Yeah. All right, Jermaine. Thanks a lot, man, and all the best for the rest of the season. Continue to make a lot of runs and revive the Scorpions, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and Ricardo and Mariah, significant about Tamari Redwood, a young leg spinner, only 17 or 18 years old. Yeah. Like his coach, Robert Haynes, made his debut for Jamaican first-class cricket as a 17 or 18-year-old as well. So even without talking to Robert, I just think that Robert has some investment in the youngster because he knows what he had done as a leg spinner as a teenager playing for Jamaica.
Yeah, and I think the Jamaica setup will also understand the importance of having a quality leg spinner in their setup. I don't think you can say they've had one since Odine Brown, who took so many wickets with Nikita Miller. So hopefully this is part of the combination that they need to win 4-day titles again. Let's go to a break. Still so much more to come on the SportsMax Zone, including the second zone update with Mariah, and we have a Davis Cup discussion coming up as well. Stay with us.